Are you in a slump, feeling like you can't seem to get anything right with the one you love? I'm Lorna McCarty with Phoenix Rising Relationship Coaching. When things are going the way you want, especially when it's close to home in your own relationship, life is good. But what happens when things aren't going your way? Perhaps your spouse ignores you and the only attention you get is chronic criticism. How does that feel? Your positive impression of yourself that you try so desperately to preserve slowly leaves your grasp, causing you to spin out of control. This downward cycle will eventually destroy your connection you once shared. This scenario could easily be the basis for a movie plot. But for many committed couples, this is not make-believe, but in fact, very real. It goes something like this. You're the receiver of negative energy that tears you down, affecting your self-esteem and soon turns you into the victim. Once in this mindset, it is not only difficult, but often impossible to climb out. There is hope, however. Climbing out takes courage, but it also requires that you maintain a belief system, knowing it is possible for you and your loved one to make the necessary changes to return to a relationship that is both fulfilling and rewarding. Let me stress that the journey to rekindle your relationship must be a collaborative effort. If there's only one willing participant working to find a solution, the chance of the relationship returning to a strong and loving state is unlikely. Sometimes it takes years for the final straw to break in a marriage, and many are willing to live their days in a world of discomfort and misery. In their world, they truly believe there will be change in the relationship if only one just lets the pain go, works to experiment with different approaches to solve the problems, or just prays that a miracle will take place. Meanwhile, one or both people in the relationship spends too much of their time being miserable or frustrated, either with themselves for putting up with the nonsense, or while they are alone, spending their time dwelling on how bad things really are. As I mentioned earlier, there's always hope if you're willing to work for the rejuvenation of your partnership. Here are 3 tips to get your relationship back on solid ground. First, it is so easy to forget to express your love for each other. Remember to show your love by expressing your feelings often. Small gestures of kindness go a long way to make a person feel valued and loved. When was the last time you were actually treated to breakfast in bed? Or how often do you tell your partner that you miss them while they were away? Next, avoid getting into the habit of growing sexually distant from each other. If you stop making sex a priority, you can expect the fire and the warmth of the connection you once had to disappear quickly. When the passion is gone, it becomes more difficult to get it back and much easier to argue over the most trivial things. We all have our share of commitments. We work to pay the bills. Those of us who are parents care for our children. Eating right helps to keep good health, and working out creates a fit body. These are all necessary commitments if we plan to live long and rewarding lives. Unfortunately, the one commitment not every couple is always committed to is keeping sexually active with each other. In a long-term relationship, it is frequently the first thing to go. You and your spouse should be good friends, but good friends in a committed relationship must focus their attention on making their partners happy, both mentally and physically. That bond of loving closeness is essential to the long-term success of your relationship. Tip number 3. It doesn't matter how long you've been together. When you forget to put your relationship at the top of the priority list, the closeness becomes a distant memory. Couples have to be willing to nurture their love, spend time together as a couple, and take the action to do it. And lastly, if you want your relationship to thrive, you must grow together. If you plan on being with the same person the rest of your life, remember to always grow, learn, and find new ways to make life fun together. You won't be the same person you were after 30 years of marriage, but that is not necessarily a bad thing. Be willing to make changes to improve your relationship today. Commit to a life of growth and vitality. The world is a much more enjoyable place when you love someone who makes life a new and exciting adventure every day you are together. I'm Lorna McCarty with Phoenix Rising Relationship Coaching. Join me at www.phoenixrisingrelationships.com and register for additional free resources to live a more positive relationship. If you learned something today, share this video with your friends who are ready to rescue their relationships. Thank you for watching and see you next time.